Hello all and welcome to Astro Wheel of Fortune. So today I'm doing the January predictions for 2021. I'm really excited to do these. So we've got 5 piles here. We've got pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, and pile 5. I'm going to be focusing on, this time I'm not reading it the way that I would usually, where I have cards to represent love, to represent career, so on, so on. I thought I would go the other route where it's a little bit more general, and we'll see if any specifics do pop out. But I do have a deck here to clarify messages, so I can, potentially I will be live shuffling, depending on whether the cards call for it or not. Potentially I will be live shuffling as well for these messages. But let's get started. We're going to start with pile number 1 and let's see what's happening in January for pile number 1. Okay, so we've got, how will I do this? I'm going to take all of them out. Okay, we've got raindrops, take a chance on them. We've also got escapist, come home to yourself. There's already a very cozy vibe with this this pile. We've got savoring pleasure. Wow, very, very cozy energy, especially with this bathtub here. If you have a look at this card, the bathtub and all the really nice kind of like, it just looks really cozy. Everything's very cozy about this pile. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. We've got honor. We've also got the Empress in reverse. We've got the Ace of Cups, and we've got the 9 of Swords in reverse. I honestly see your January being very, very chill. I see your January being very chill and in the best way. Like, that's the one thing that I have to say. With the honor card as well, I'm just thinking, this is, by the way, this is the Oracle by Alice. She I'm sure you know, if you subscribe to me, you probably know Alice. She does tarot readings on this channel as well. She has a subliminal channel, and this is also a deck by her that I'm using in this reading. I'll have it linked down below if anyone wants to check it out, because I love supporting indie decks. So that's just something I wanted to mention. But let's get more into your reading. So your reading really, to me, is standing out as something to do with coziness and really taking care of yourself. With the Empress in reverse, I'm really getting the energy that you maybe in 2020 have forsaken or forgot about the simple pleasures in life. That's what I'm getting, the simple pleasures. Whether it's like, you know, and self-care doesn't always have to be like bubble baths and spa weekends away. Sometimes self-care is like cleaning your whole room, getting into new pajamas, and like that kind of feeling of like new sheets, new pajamas, you know. And that's what I'm getting here with this card, of course. Sometimes self-care is going for a really nice exercise, and I don't mean the type of exercise where you go and you do something that you hate and you're doing a workout that you hate but you know it's going to be worth anyway. I mean, like, exercise can be literally you going on a walk in the mountains or something, or in the forest. So to me, this is really standing out as you really, and with the honor, what I'm getting more so is honoring yourself, and treating yourself like a queen or a king or a royalty kind of like energy. This is all about treating yourself with a lot of respect and treating yourself. And with take a chance on them, I'm kind of getting, it's more so take a chance on yourself with this energy. I'm not particularly getting, for some of you, I am getting romance here as well. I'm not going to lie, with the Ace of Cups and this energy here with the couple. But I'm not getting that for all of you. For most of you, what I'm feeling is that you are taking a chance on yourself. You are honoring what your body wants to do. You are honoring what your mind wants to do. Some of you might get off social media. That's what I'm seeing as well for January. Maybe for some of you, that's a resolution. I'm getting that very strongly. I'm getting like getting off social media with this pile for some reason. Maybe it's an advice for you to get off social media for January. There's something very I wouldn't say intense, but I kind of feel like maybe you, with the 9 of Swords in reverse, I feel like you're trying to get rid of certain anxieties in January. You're trying to kind of like work on yourself and forget the outside world for a little while. And it's kind of like, it's not like you're wanting to be ignorant about the things that are happening in the world. you're just recognizing like, I really need to take some time for myself. I really need to look at what I need to do, what I need to sort out. And with the Empress card in reverse, and this card almost makes me think of the Empress here with the Honor card. It's almost like you're honoring the Empress or the Emperor or like the royalty within you, or this kind of like this important energy within you that really needs attention and that really needs care. There's a real need for caring for yourself. That's what I'm getting. And giving that cup of, giving that cup of love to yourself. And what I am seeing is that you're probably going to be getting off social media as well. That is something that's coming through. But I'm getting a lot of coziness. Some of you might be setting a goal to read more. That's another thing that's popping through for me. So some of you might be setting a goal like, I want to read more. I want to make sure that I, get more knowledge in. Maybe you're trying to set a goal of like, getting more knowledge on a certain subject. That's another thing that could be coming through at me here. But I'm seeing like with the Honor card, I keep getting pulled back to the Honor card, and I feel like what it means to me specifically, what it kind of is coming through here in this pile as, is honoring whatever it is that you want to do, not what you think other people want you to do, not what you think other people would be proud of you for, and that doesn't just include self-care in terms of like, clean sheets and cleaning your space and decluttering your home and, doing skincare, whatever self-care means to you. It doesn't just include those kind of things. It also includes reading on subjects that you like and really putting effort into subjects that you like. Getting off social media, nurturing your body or eating things that that you like as well. It's not just about nutrition, it's also what will make my body feel good right now. And sometimes like that is another thing with food, right? Sometimes we think that really tasty food will make our body feel good, but then it's kind of like not even tasty food, but maybe food that is not the best for us. We think it's going to make us feel better, but then it's like we know that it's not going to. It happened to me like that. It does happen to me. Like I think that a certain food will make me feel better, that when I eat it, even though it's kind of, greasy or gross or it's probably bad for me, I'm like, it's just going to make me feel better. But my body at the same time is going, no, it's not. It's not going to make you feel better. You would feel better if you ate something else right now. And I think it's that kind of energy where you're listening to your body. What does it want right now? Does it want a bath? Does it want to clean the space? Is your body calling out to you for a clean space, for clean sheets, for clean pajamas, for new clothes, for a new wardrobe? It's you're listening really. And with the Ace of Cups, I don't know why, but I'm just thinking like the singular energy of like, me. I'm hearing me, but not in a selfish way. Like me, it's about me, it's me time. I have to honor myself before I honor other people. And there's big changes coming in that way. In January, where you're really taking up that time for yourself. That's honestly all I'm getting for January. I feel like it's going to be a very chill month for some of you. I also just very briefly want to mention, I do see potentially maybe you're spending time with somebody. I do see some sort of romantic energy here for some of you, where you are maybe spending time with a romantic interest, and it is again that cozy energy, but I feel like you're not going to compromise yourself for the person who you're spending time with. Maybe in the past you used to obsess with people, or used to obsess with people, your romantic interest, or you maybe gave away your own power in order to please romantic interests. You're not doing it. And I'm not seeing you being kind of like, there's nothing wrong with being strong. It's amazing to be strong and kind of be firm with boundaries. But your boundaries, while they're firm, they're very soft. Like it's not like you're standing up to people in this kind of combative way. You're standing up to people in a very soft, and I don't think you even need to stand up to people. You're just not questioning what will people think if I do A, B, and C. You're not questioning, will I make my mother, father, whoever proud if I do A, B, and C? You're going, am I making myself proud? Does my body feel good when I'm doing this? Does my soul feel good when I'm doing this? And that's all that matters. So that's the reading that I got for you, pile number 1. If you like this reading, do like, subscribe, and comment with your feedback. I love hearing feedback. Definitely more of a chill January for you. I think it's not going to be so much about the external as it is going to be about the internal, but we're going to move on. We're going to move on to pile number 2 for Pile number 2's January. How's it going to go? Oh, yes, I remember you got a lot of cards, pile number 2. But let's get into it. Let's see what they have to tell us. So pile number 2, we've got It's Time for Healing, Not War with Castle. We've got Universe, We're All Just Stardust. We've also got the 9 of Wands, 4 of Cups in reverse, the Chariot. We've got the Strength card. Very nice. And I'm just noticing something. See the way it's 30 and 31, and this is 7 and 8. Because these major arcanas come right one after another in tarot. So there's some sort of sequential energy here. We've also got Listening with Your Heart. I trust the messages I receive from my heart. It kind of makes me think of the Strength card. And then we've also got Friend in Need. And we've got family blockages. And look, we've got the sequential energies coming through again with the 2 and 3. We've got the 30 and 31. We've got the 7 and 8. And we've got 2 and 3. You might be addressing something from December. That's what I'm getting. In January, you might be addressing things that happened in December. Maybe certain... potentially something happened in December. Or is happening right now as we speak, as I'm doing this reading. I'm sorry if it's I'm sorry if you can hear loud noises. It's just my neighbors. But what I'm really seeing here, I'm really seeing here is that potentially some of you are going through something in January that maybe had a start in December. There's some sort of knock-on effect from December to January that you are dealing with, and you're trying to deal with it with compassion and care, but you're also really putting your head down. You're really putting your head down and you're going, I want to resolve this. Now, for some of you, I think this could be family blockages, as it says here, but for some of you, I feel it could be family, it could be a friend, but for some of you, I really feel like it's maybe a relationship situation where you're really wanting to address an issue. Now, I don't even want to make an emphasis on the romantic situation. I just feel like there is someone in your life who you potentially have some sort of You probably already had some sort of either altercation with in December or earlier on 2020. I feel like it probably wouldn't be too... I'm not getting that in January you're finally resolving an issue that you had with a friend from months and months and months ago or years ago. I feel like this is more so like a recent situation that you're trying to resolve and you're trying to address. So there's something here about healing that space. But it's also about setting very firm boundaries. So it's not like you're just letting somebody walk all over you. With family blockages, I'm not only seeing this as a wall between two people, like in a bad way, I'm also seeing this as a boundary. So there's some sort of boundaries that you're setting in January that are almost like a knock-on effect from December or November or October, potentially even September. But I wouldn't even say it's earlier than any of, it wouldn't be earlier than that. It feels like very sequential set of events, and you're trying to be as firm but as gentle as possible. You're trying to and again, with the line here that says it's time for healing, not war, I feel like that's kind of your mindset. You are not wanting to fight with this person. Potentially this is like a family member, like a mother or a father or a sister or a brother. You're not interested in fighting. You're not interested in going mental at each other and, accusing each other of things. You're interested in this healing energy that I'm seeing with the hands here in the universe energy and the strength card and the listening with your heart. I feel like you want to listen to this person with your heart rather than your mind or ego. And you're trying your best to see their point of view. There's something about you trying to see another person's point of view that I'm getting. But you're not trying to see this person's point of view without considering that you want you want your boundaries intact and you want to be heard. And I'm even getting here, see with this card, you can see like you can see she's almost like speaking and the other person's listening. So I really feel like you are a good listener in January, and you're trying to listen to the other person, whoever this is. You're trying to listen to the other person. You're trying to understand their point of view, but you're not doing it in this kind of like, oh, it's okay, you can just tell me your side of the story and I'll just, forgive you. You're doing it in that kind of way where you are still very firm about your boundaries. And you still have a very firm grasp on what you want your boundaries to be. You're not just kind of going like, yeah, it's fine, let's forget about it. And I think there's going to be certain propositions that you're going to be pushing forward in order to resolve the situation. Like, you're not just going to listen to this person's side of story and leave. You're going to counteract with maybe your own side of the story. You're gonna say, it's fine, whatever, however you felt, but here are my boundaries, and here's what I expect, what I'm expecting. This card right now is really reminding me of this Nine of Wands. It's like you've been through this before. Maybe you've been through this with this person before. Maybe you've been through this with other people before, where you listen to someone's side of the story, but you don't set your boundaries, and then you're kind of left a little disappointed. While you're resilient and you can handle it, you're still disappointed. Your ego is hurt, your emotions are hurt, whatever it is. There's something about you really, I'm really getting like buckling down and going like, we're either fixing this or I need to move on. So maybe this is, if it is with a family or a friend or even a partner, it's very proactive energy. It's very engaged energy, but it's also the energy of like, yeah, if you're not going to work with me, then I'm out of here. And that's what I'm getting for you, pile number 2. It's like, I'll work with you, and I'm going to be this gentle energy with the Strength card. I'm going to be very gentle. I'm going to be very understanding. I'm going to be a good listener. I'm going to listen with my heart. I'm going to listen with my emotions. I'm going to try not to involve my ego. But then if you can't do the same for me, if you cannot be a connection to me, if you cannot nurture this relationship with me, then I'm out of here. And I think, that'll depend on you and on your individual situations. Like, I don't want to, I'm not particularly seeing if you resolve it or you don't resolve it, because I think it's going to apply differently to every single person who watches this pile. But there's a real firmness to what you want to do, but at the same time, there's a healing energy. You want to heal this connection. You want to heal the situation, but you're not about to get ran over for the purpose of this relationship or this connection. You're not about to get steamrolled for the purpose of maintaining this relationship. And I think there's funny because self-worth was a big energy in pile number 1. So I wonder if that is a big theme for us in January collectively, where we all feel like we are worthy of something more in terms of self-worth. And whether it's us, and most of the time self-worth, we give it to ourselves. It's not about somebody else giving us self-worth. But I'm really seeing a lot of energies around friends, a lot of friends and family and just personal connections in your life. It's not really January. I don't think January is going to be, it could have a lot of elements to do with career. It could have a lot of elements to do with love, but mostly I feel like it's somebody close to you that you're having this discussion with. So if you're in a very serious relationship, potentially, because I kind of would consider somebody you've, like a really close friend or a really strong relationship that you've had for years, you usually would attribute it to something like almost a family, equivalent of family. So I wouldn't say this is not something this is not a dealing that you're having with a person who you've just met. This is not a dealing that you're having with a person. This is somebody who's established in your life. That's basically how I want to put it, because I feel like I don't want to exclude people in relationships and I don't want to exclude people in friendships, but this is not somebody you only had in your life for a quick minute. This is somebody you had in your life established. Doesn't matter the time, this expand, how long they've been in your life, but they've been established. They've kind of been a cornerstone of your life in some sort of way as well. And I'm just noticing me and this girl, we have the same nails. Woo, girl. So maybe this is something maybe this is something to consider here with this pile. Just, I don't think this is going to be something that is dramatic as well. That's something that I want to say, because I'm not getting drama with this strength card. And to me, the 9 of Wands, it's like somebody who has been fighting, and especially in this card, maybe has been fighting and has gone through a lot and has done a lot, and they just don't want drama anymore. They want resolutions. They don't want this battle. And especially, it's time for healing, not war. I don't think January is going to be dramatic. I think it's going to be pragmatic and proactive in terms of how you deal with this blockage or this situation. So that's the reading that I got for you. Pile number 2. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you liked it, do like, subscribe, and comment your feedback. I love hearing feedback on what you thought of the reading, but I'm going to move on to my next pile. So I've got pile number 3. So we've got pile number 3, Evil Queen. You deserve sugar, not salt. Okay, interesting. We've got letting go. I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. We've also got treat yourself. And we've got interesting. This is kind of cool energy. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. We've got the 9 of Cups. Okay. We've got the 6 of Cups. And we've got the 9 of Pentacles. Okay. I think that's really interesting that we've got like the 2 9s here. We've got the 2 9s here. There's something very the energy here is kind of interesting. I'm trying to kind of get the words to explain it, because there's something about like this indulgence that I'm getting with the treat yourself and you deserve sugar, not salt. And even with the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, there's this energy of indulgence that I'm getting. You might be feeling a little bit extra indulgent in the month of January, which is interesting because usually you think of January as like when people pull back. I think you're kind of like, screw it, I'm gonna spend money and I'm gonna treat myself. Treat yourself quite. And for some reason, what I'm seeing this as, it's almost kind of coming through to me. I don't know why, but I'm picking up on this almost like being money, the sugar. So some of you could be getting extra cash in January and with the flow, it's like you might be getting an extra flow of cash that is going to allow you to afford something that you've maybe really coveted for a while and you've really, really wanted. But something, I don't know what it is about this pile, but I'm getting very, like, just in general, I'm getting a strong vibe of like you getting either unexpected. For some of you, I feel like it could be unexpected flow of money. Or if you have like a business or something like that, or a side hustle, the sales being better than usual, the sales going off, in a really great way. You getting extra revenue, if you're doing YouTube, you get an extra ad revenue. That's what I'm getting for you. And it's like, now you can treat yourself. Now you can afford things. I'm almost getting, for some of you, even you can afford things that maybe like a child you wanted to get. So it's like treating yourself in a almost childlike way where you're letting your inner child spend your money. There's something like that coming through as well. So maybe in January you're allowing your inner child to come out and play, where you're like, what do you want to buy today, inner child? And the inner child goes, I want to buy like a huge trampoline rather than, something practical. It's maybe you're trying to not that you're avoiding practical purchases, but you're letting your inner child pick your purchases. What would make you really happy? What would make your inner child really happy? Is it a really cool outfit? It's honestly, it could be anything. I'm just getting with this pile, there's something very specific. It feels almost too specific that I'm kind of like, I'm afraid to say very specific things, but maybe I should just. So for some of you, I feel like some of you could be Pisces, because I'm picking up this Pisces energy with the 2 fish here. I am getting another thing here. I am getting that you're also intuitively picking up on people who are envious of you in January. So some of you, maybe you have come into this money already. Maybe you've come into this money, some sort of raise or some sort of extra cash that you're really excited about. I feel like potentially you're going to be figuring out people that have like certain envies for you, or you're going to be very careful around certain people. But I don't think it's going to be this kind of like dramatic thing that you're worried about. It's going to be more of oh, well, I know that I need to be careful around this person because they don't have the best intentions. There's a lot of energy of like listening to your intuition with the card, and the seashells to me represent like listening, because it's like when you put the seashell to your ear, you can hear. So there's something here about clairaudience, maybe listening out for messages. There's a lot of energy of like listening to your intuition, but especially clairaudience. So some of you could be very clairaudient, or maybe improving your clairaudience in January. But with the Nine of Cups and this kind of there's ocean energy here as well. So some of you could be traveling to the ocean. Some of you could be like booking a holiday in January and going like, I'm going, if providing that lockdowns are lifted and things like that, or wherever you are, some of you could be booking a trip and just going like, I'm treating myself to a holiday and I'm just going and I don't care, and you're just off. And it's that kind of energy of like, my inner child needs to go to the beach. There's something about you spending money frivolously, but at the same time, it's not like mindless, because at the end of the day, you're just looking after your inner child. You're looking after your well-being. Generosity is coming through as well, so I feel like you might be very generous with people around you in January. I'm even seeing possibly you might help somebody out with money. That is something that's coming through. This is a very random pile. Like, I'm getting a lot of very little bitty messages rather than like one overarching message like for the other two piles. With the Nine of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, I'm definitely getting that kind of energy where you feel gratitude. Both of these cards are gratitude cards to me. They're all about being very grateful for what you have. So some of you, maybe the reason that you're getting all of this abundance in January, I almost said March. So some of you could be getting some abundance in March as well. But maybe the reason that you're getting so much abundance in January is because you're really flowing in this lovely vibrational flow of gratitude and being very grateful for what you have in your life. There's a lot of this I'm grateful, gratitude. I'm also seeing a lot of duality in this pile. So there's a lot of like this dual energy. So it's like I'm frivolous and I'm spending money on myself, but I'm also very grateful. And it's kind of like you're trying to partake in spirituality as well as indulging in more materialistic, tangible things. But there's no guilt. That's what I'm getting. It's almost like things that you maybe used to feel guilty for, you're not feeling guilty for anymore. Maybe when you used to spend frivolously on yourself, you used to feel very guilty. You're not feeling that in January. You're not feeling guilty. You're feeling, yeah, I deserve that. And I'm also grateful that I get to do it. And it's kind of like, I think the gratitude part is what really hammers it in, that you don't need to be guilty because it's kind of like, I don't need to be guilty because I'm grateful. I don't need to be guilty because I'm giving gratitude for what I have and what I'm able to afford. Very interesting. I don't think I have much more for you, pile 3. It's really interesting. I think your January is honestly going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty fun. I think you're going to have a really good time. There's going to be a lot of gratefulness that's coming through here. I think you're going to get to treat yourself, to spend money on yourself, and your intuition is going to be on point as well. So what more could you ask for, right? So that's the reading that I got for you, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, do like, subscribe, and comment with your feedback. I love hearing feedback, and I'm going to move on. So we've got pile number 4. Let's see what is going on for you in January. So we've got confidence. It comes with time and practice. 7 of Swords. 3 of Swords in reverse. We've got Temperance. We've got three of Swords in reverse twice. There's definitely healing happening here. A lot of healing. But it's almost like this healing is going to take effort. But let's see what else we've got. Hearing messages from spirit. I'm a clear channel for messages from spirit. Okay. And we've got blessed mess. Blessed mess. I love that. It's like, okay, I'm getting a very specific message. It's kind of like you're balanced while being imbalanced. With the temperance card here, there's a blessed mess, and we've got this temperance card, and it's like you're healing, but healing, that's what I'm hearing. Healing is not all, healing can be messy. And that's what I think, that's what you're doing in January. It's like messy, but there's clarity. It's like sometimes there's clarity in mess. Sometimes there's clarity in things that are messy and mushy and, all over the place. And especially what I'm seeing the clarity in is this sword on her backpack. And it reminds me of the Ace of Swords. And with the hearing messages from spirit, I feel there's a lot of communication energy that I'm getting here. So I feel like some of you could be talking or speaking your truth a lot. But I don't think, some of you could be going to therapy. That's what I'm picking up on. And it's like you're speaking your truth a lot because you're physically, literally talking about your traumas. For others of you that maybe you're not doing that, I feel like with all this communication energy, you're cutting through some bullshit in your life, basically. But I don't think it's to do with anybody else. For some of you, it might be. For some of you, this could actually be a breakup situation that you're still trying to unravel in January, and you're trying to kind of like heal from it. And you actually you're doing a better job in January than you are going to believe that you're doing. That's what I'm getting. It's like you're not going to believe that you're doing a great job in January, but it's like you're doing a really, really good job. And it's almost maybe like in February and March when you actually are going to see the results of that healing. But you're still doing a really good job in January. I'm seeing that January is a little bit of a blind spot for you. There's something kind of like a little bit of a blind spot for this group. I want to pull clarification. I haven't done it for any of the piles yet, but I want to just clarify this energy a little bit more for my pile number 4. Yeah, this could definitely have to do with a romantic relationship. This could have been a partnership that didn't end, didn't work out. Okay, we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse here as well. I'm hearing somebody didn't deliver. Somebody didn't deliver on what they were promising. So maybe there was a person in your life in the past or in the past couple of months who didn't deliver on something that they were promising you. Now, potentially for most of you, I feel like it's a romantic energy. But for some of you, it could have been a friend. It could have been a friend that maybe made you feel like they were always going to be there for you, that they were always going to have your back, and they didn't deliver. That's what I keep getting. They didn't deliver. They said they'd deliver and they didn't deliver. I feel like you're just bringing some sort of situation to a conclusion. And there's something about this connection as well, is that it served a purpose and it was very important, but it's like it doesn't have a place in your life anymore. It's kind of like it's obsolete. It doesn't need to be in your life anymore. And I think you're going to be getting messages around this. Maybe you're already getting messages around this, that this person, this connection is not for you. It's obsolete. It's not really... I mean, there's something here that this connection is important though, like that it gave a lot of lessons to you, or it made something click in your head. Sometimes like even bad events can really make something click in our heads. Like that definitely happened to me with a couple of people where like they treated me really badly, or, we didn't get on. It was really, something bad, when you look at the situations, it looked bad. It looks bad. But something in my head wouldn't have clicked if that situation didn't happen. This is a random message as well, but I feel like you're going to love the way that your hair looks. This is coming through. I don't know why, but I feel like your hair is going to feel really thick and luscious. If you are somebody who has like long hair or like longer hair, I feel like your hair is going to feel really thick and luscious in January. I don't know why that came through, but that came through for me. But I am getting a lot of communication. So whether you're communicating with this person and you're being brutally honest about, for some of you, maybe this is a relationship that you're having currently and you're deciding to be very brutally honest about what's hurting you, what's not hurting you, And with the blessed mess, I'm getting like that this connection with this person, it is blessed, even though it's uncomfortable. And it is, I wouldn't say blessed, but I feel like, because I wouldn't want to encourage anybody to stay in a toxic situation if you are in a toxic situation. It feels more like, with the blessed mess, it just feels more like, even though this connection may not have been the best, may have been even very hurtful, it brought on situations and it brought on lessons that were blessed and that were protective and that were helpful. So there's this, it's kind of like there's balance in the imbalance. That's what I'm picking up on for this pile. But I definitely feel like in January, you're really assessing that. You're really assessing why, I'm kind of hearing like, why did they not deliver? So again, I'm getting this energy of like something didn't get delivered, something that was promised to you. Maybe this person said that they were going to commit and they didn't commit. Maybe this friend said that they were going to change their certain toxic aspects of their, of the way that they act, and they didn't. And it's like, why? You're going to be assessing, why didn't they do that? Why didn't it work? Why didn't it work? Why did it not you're just assessing what made it so that this person didn't deliver, and you're going to be assessing your side of it, and you're going to be assessing their side of it. It's not just about what did I do wrong or what did they do wrong. You're assessing both sides, where you energetically maybe allowed it to happen and where they imposed on your energetic boundaries as well. But there's something about this connection that is like, this connection was meant to happen. I definitely feel like it was important. It was meant to happen. You were meant to come across this person. They were meant to hurt you. But it's like something brings on clarity because of this hurt. And in January, you're really able to process that. You're really able to... I'm also hearing you might be getting some good news as well in January. There's some sort of good news energy coming through. Like some sort of good news, some sort of good... and I feel like it's nothing to do with this person. I feel like it's going to be more of like good news coming. And I feel like it's a little bit of a blessing from the universe. The universe is giving you some sort of reward. Oh my God, that's exactly what it is. It's like this person came into your life and maybe the situation wasn't the most pleasant with this person. They didn't deliver on what they said they would deliver, but you were meant to learn a certain lesson. And it's almost like when you learn that lesson, the universe is like, okay, here's your little paycheck. But it can come in anything. It doesn't have to be coming as a paycheck. It can come in a variety of ways. Like it can come as a some sort of gift or something like that. But I'm getting good news because indirectly it's almost like a gift or a reward from the universe for you unblocking a certain situation. So for example, if it's a relationship where a person keeps cheating on you but you keep letting them back into your life, in January if you set a boundary and you go, you're not back in my life, goodbye, the universe then goes, okay, you did the good job. Here's a person who's actually going to value you. Here's a person who's not going to impose on your boundaries because you learned how to set boundaries in the first place. But this could be a variety of things. This might even be something that's not seemingly connected. So it could be that, this person that was cheating on you, you cut them off, but in fact, the universe brings you a job where you don't let anybody cheat you in like a career minded way. You don't let anybody play you in any sort of way. So yeah, I'm kind of getting a very strong energy. Like you're going to be buckling up on not being played by people anymore in general in January. You're like, I'm not being played by people anymore. I'm not being tricked by people anymore because I'm wiser and I'm smarter than that. So that's the energy that I'm picking up for you, pile number 4. Really interesting reading. Let me know how that resonates. If it does, if you did like it, do like, subscribe, and comment. I'd love to hear your comments on what you think of this specific reading. It's really interesting, very specific, but we're going to move on to pile number 5. Let's see, what does your January have in store for you? So we've got Throne, your potential is endless. We've got the World, very grand energy. We've got the King of Cups. We've got the King of Cups again. Wow. Okay. We've got the 5 of Wands. dreams manifesting, ancestors, simplifying your life, and we've got standing firm. Well, one thing that I'm getting with the 3 characters sitting here and the 2 King of Wands and the 5 of Wands, you could have people competing for you. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's something here about potentially 2 love interests for some of you, especially if you're single. I think you might have 2 people vying for your interest, vying for your emotions, vying for your love. That's something that I'm picking up on straight away. And I'm seeing you choosing wisely and picking the right person for you as well. That's something that I am seeing because you're simplifying. So maybe some of you could have been on the dating scene. This is for single people, obviously. I'm going to move on to whoever is not single. But for single people, I'm getting a very strong energy of you looking for someone's attention. Or not you looking for someone's attention. 2 people specifically looking for your attention. There's 2 people that I'm picking up on because we've got 2 Kings of Cups. 2 people that are super invested. It's kind of like a win-win situation, but again, you're going to go with the person that obviously calls to you the most. And I think you're going to have help from your ancestors and help from your spirit guides and your spirit team to figure out who it is. You're going to go with the more mature option. I think whoever is single in this pile, you're not interested in being single anymore. You're not interested in dating anymore. You're kind of interested in going full force into a relationship, but I see you committing to somebody by the end of January. That's something that's coming through. And for a lot of you, there's going to be 2 people wanting your attention, and it's like they're both a win-win situation, and it's almost that's what makes it so hard, because you're like, both of these people are pretty cool. Who do I want to like invest my time in? And it's all about simplifying. I want just one person to look after, just one person to get into a relationship with. I don't want to be in a relation, I want to set a very strong, firm relationship here. But you're manifesting your dreams as well. So for some of you, if you have been trying to manifest a love interest, that's definitely something that's coming through for you, which is really beautiful. For others of you, I feel like some of you could be, honestly, all across the board for pile number 5. This is, I looked at all the piles already, obviously, and this is definitely, to me, the most positive pile. This is the pile where you feel on top of the world, where you feel there's something very wise about you in January as well with the ancestors. I think you're connecting to your ancestors very intensely. Even this card makes me think of ancestors with all these magical energies, and I'm even thinking of ancestors in this 5 of Wands. It always makes me, this 5 of Wands, I don't know why, but I'm reading this card in a very different way to how I usually read it. I usually read it as like, conflict and or whatever, competition, but here I'm seeing it as like, this is your ancestors, and they're all kind of like discussing and trying to figure out what the best thing for you to do is. So I feel like your ancestors really have your back in January. They're really behind you. They're really looking after you. They really want you to win. They really want you to get on that mountaintop. I am noble, brave, and strong. There's a lot of strength. There's definitely a lot of strength and a lot of wisdom and a lot of concrete energy with you, with the world and the standing firm and the ancestors card. And even the way that these women are sitting on these thrones, they're very sure of themselves. There's a real kind of like assuredness coming from this pile in January. And you're simplifying things. You're simplifying your life. You're simplifying how you view things. You might be decluttering. That's something that's coming through as well. Maybe you're decluttering. Maybe your New Year's resolution is to like renovate or to declutter your space, to simplify things. Maybe you're going a little bit more minimalist with what you own. That's something that is coming through as well. But I'm really just seeing you standing in your power. Like, literally nobody could fool you. Honestly, pile 5, like, I'm getting that kind of energy of like, when you look at a person, you're like, there's no point in ever trying to like lie to this person. There's never any point in trying to deceive this person, because this person's going to see through your bullshit. I think that's what you are representing in January. Maybe there are going to be people that are trying. I don't see that even, because I don't think anyone would even want to mess with you, pile number 5. And I feel another reason why nobody wants to mess with you is because your ancestors, they get them. they'll come after that person. I'm seeing that your ancestors are really, really behind you in January, really pay attention to if you meditate and you connect with your ancestors, maybe what messages you get through, because I feel like your ancestors are going to be very present. There's a lot of this energy of ancestry, especially with the world card. To me, it kind of feels like maybe lineage and maybe speaking to parents, grandparents. There's something, and I feel like the reason that your dreams are manifesting is because you're honoring your ancestors, and you're honoring, you broke certain, I feel like in 2020 you really broke a lot of ancestral patterns. You broke a lot of ancestral patterns that were toxic, that were bad, and I think your ancestors are so proud of you. And with the simplifying your life, I feel like it's part of it. You're decluttering your energetic space. And in January, there's definitely rewards coming through. It's kind of like you've come to the point where you're getting rewards for working so hard and for breaking generational curses or tendencies in 2020. I think 2020 wasn't easy for you because I'm kind of seeing it as you were climbing this mountain. And in January, you're like on top of it. We've got one here as well with ancestors. You're there. You're at the spot where you were looking to get to in January. And there's this quiet confidence about you. Like, you don't need to shout that you're confident. People will just see that you're confident. I think you're kind of intimidating in January. I honestly see some sort of intimidation here from like people feeling a little bit intimidated by you. People feeling a little bit, and not in a bad way, not like you're scared, like you're scaring people. That people really don't want to mess with you. People realize that it's not a good idea to mess with you. It's not a good idea to challenge you in like a sneaky way. I think in the past, maybe you have been challenged by a lot of people, and it's like, finally you see, you kind of, you emulate this energy of, well, if you're going to challenge me, you better have all your facts, and you better have all, all the time in the world, and you better have some patience, because I am not going to let you just walk all over me. I think this is the pile that's really done. And self-worth, I mentioned it in a couple of piles already. Self-worth has been a huge theme for this reading. When I look at all the piles, that's one thing that they all have in common. But I feel like for you, you're the person who's gotten there. You're the person who has it locked, who knows how to commit to your own self-worth. Some of these piles were more in the stages of figuring it out. I think in January, you're the person who knows. You're the person who knows their worth, who knows their value, and is not going to let anybody mess with it. And I'm also seeing versatility with you. There's something very versatile with you in January. So maybe you're trying a lot of different roles. Maybe you are the type of person who likes doing a lot of different hobbies. Maybe your New Year's resolution is to start a new hobby. That's something that's coming through potentially for some of you. Maybe you're starting a new hobby and you're trying on a lot of different roles, a lot of different hats. But there's definitely an energy of like, I don't need to worry about anybody because I know I'm solid in myself. And I think that's how you're attracting all these romantic partners that are like vying for your attention and are wanting you to notice them, because you're just so sure in yourself. But that's the reading that I got for you. I honestly don't know what else to say in this reading. So, because it's just all very positive, and I love that when I get a positive reading, it's almost like I don't have anything to say because I just want to say everything's going to be great. So that's your January pile number 5. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you like this reading, do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know if you have any feedback on what came through here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.